In the Unresolved Problems segment tonight, thousands of violent criminal immigrants are about to be released onto the streets of America because they already served their jail time here, but their home countries won't take them back. Last month, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that criminal immigrants who have completed their sentences can only be detained for 6 additional months. And if their home countries won't take them back, too bad, out in the street. So far, at least 300 people have been released. Joining me now to discuss the issue is immigration attorney Michael Wilds, who was also a former federal prosecutor. So I'm confused about what is going on in the U.S. Supreme Court. How did the Supreme Court allow itself to be boxed in by countries like Cambodia and Laos and Cuba, which won't take its criminals back? I mean, these guys committed a crime, therefore they're deportable. But since they won't, those countries won't take them back, that essentially was a gift of freedom in the U.S.
Many people are objecting to the Supreme Court's decision. It seems to be an opposite to a lot of the law that has been espoused by Congress for many years. On the one hand, you have people that cannot be removed to other countries that are being deprived due process rights while they're sitting in jail. On the other hand, they're releasing, in effect, hardened criminals who can act as subtle as they need to criminally, even support terrorism and the like, onto the streets of our country. And this is a very objectionable issue if you think about the scope of immigration law and the message that we're sending to other countries and our citizens. How can we police other countries when law enforcement now has to contend with additional taxpayer dollars to be disseminated to criminal aliens who have no right to be here?
All right, so let me get this straight. If you happen to come from a particularly despotic country, and you know that your country isn't going to take you back because you commit a particularly violent or egregious crime, you essentially buy yourself a free pass to the United States of America after you've served the time for your crime.
Absolutely. And in fact, the Immigration Service quoted, and one of the Supreme Court justices in the dissent presented the fact that there's a 77% recidivism rate for criminal aliens. That is, 77% of the aliens that commit crimes will commit them again.
So what the Supreme Court is saying is we're not going to let you detain them because their country won't take them back. We're going to turn them on the street. We know that they're criminals. Catch them if you can, and you can put them in jail again.
This is a job for Congress and the President through diplomacy to cancel visas for countrymen that will not come into the United States and take back their criminal deportees. This is an issue to put on the diplomats' table, not on the Congress.
Well, the Attorney General has done that. He has requested that the State Department withhold traveling visas for emissaries, I guess, of several countries.
The Attorney General
How effective is that?
Well, the fact is they haven't done it, and they ought to do it. They have a big mandate. The Attorney General has a tremendous interest in having these deportees ready for departure, to release them without any controls, supervision, posting of bonds, probation, allowing law enforcement a chance to control this group is very dangerous.
All right, so Michael, what would have been the choice? The Supreme Court, what should the Supreme Court have said? Said, once you've served your crime for your petty robbery, your own country won't take you back. Our law is that even if you're a legal immigrant, if you serve a crime, we're going to deport you. So we should keep them in jail as detainees indefinitely?
I'm an advocate for legal immigration, for fine people coming to our shores. We all came here. We're a country of immigrants. Okay. But Lady Liberty stands a few miles from your studio saying, give us your tired, your poor, your huddled masses, not your criminal deportees.
So what should the Supreme Court do, Michael?
Supreme Court, in a nutshell, they should have bifurcated. They should have separated between dangerous or aggravated crimes and paper crimes, and then had some kind of control, a halfway house. This is a common sense issue. And I don't think that the Supreme Court acted with common sense.
All right, so the Supreme Court frequently does things which says, essentially, legislators or somebody else solve this. What's the solution?
The solution is give it back to the President and the Congress and then convene a committee. I call them to make a blue ribbon committee to take this 6-month legislation that the Supreme Court enacted and put some teeth to it so that we protect our citizenry.
Meanwhile, these guys are running free?
And we're paying for it with our tax dollars.
Michael Wilds, thanks a lot.
Pleasure.
Plenty more as A Factor moves along this evening. Coming up next, A Factor flashback. Prosecutors now want Andrea Yates put to death.